Welcome, it's Bear Essentials with Bear Buyers, and it's time for the Cassie Mendoza video for the week. And she's only going to be available here for a few short minutes. Finally found the snitch and was able to check her out for the weekend. She will pop back up Sunday evening, and then she'll be up for about 24 hours after that time, and that'll be your last chance. And this is a good week to get her. If you're ever interested in this cold relations, this is a pretty good roll. Max head damage, headshot damage. The crit chance, again, depending on how you mod your weapons, it only has two mods for this. But remember, SMGs come with a pretty good built-in um, crit chance anyway. So uh, yeah, you can pump this up and you'll be most of the way there. I would recalibrate that and then optimize your SMG damage. This punch drunk I've seen better, especially with health on there. But if you really need one, it's here. If you got all your mask in DC, you'll see the shield splinter here. Pretty much maxed out assault rifle damage. And if you have all your Hunter's mask collected in New York, the expansion, the Warlords of New York, you'll be able to see this one. This is a Hunter Killer. It's pretty close to getting your armor maxed out on it, but you may want to roll off that explosive resistance. As for the green stuff, I would suggest craft this. Don't buy it. But if you really need it, desperate that you want something specific here, you can go ahead and pick it up. So here's a backpack for hardwired, a vest for tip the spear, gloves for hunter's fury, knee pads for tip the spear, holster for hardwire, and rigger mask. You can pick this stuff up pretty easy. Doesn't matter what the rolls are because it only comes with one attribute that you can clearly recalibrate once you have your recalibration library all maxed out. This FAL is God rolled assault rifle damage, so awesome there. Stability and health damage. Health damage is really great, but I'd re-roll the stability, or maybe change the talent. I'm not a big fan of breadbasket. A lot of people are, uh, so they can throw the headshot damage. They can get those 3 body shots in, and then hit them in the head for 105 headshot damage on top of that. So it does work, especially like for these assault rifles. So you hit them in the body and then you hit them in the head. Hit a few in the body, hit them in the head, and it works. So maybe headshot damage and stability instead of the stability. If you want to run that bread basket, and again, it depends on the 4 mods you have here. You can throw it on crit chance, crit damage, headshot, whatever you need to do to stabilize that. Play around with it, see what you get, but it's definitely a one to consider. And this pistol has max pistol damage. If you don't have that, that's a cheap way to get that on your maxed out calibration library. Petrov's defense armor here with Intimidate, always good. It's got crit chance, crit damage, and weapon damage. So if you're into those LMG builds with Intimidate, here it is. A little bit of work on the optimization and recalibration to get this up to God rolled, but it's definitely worth it. You're not going to have to make any major changes or anything. But if you needed to, say you have a build where you got all your crit chance, or you're running with a team that's got that knows their directions, distances on using their coyote mask, and you only need 25-30% crit damage, crit chance because your teammates are giving you more crit chance from their coyote mask. Maybe you don't need all that, so you might want to roll that off and go to headshot or something like that, or environmental protection. Whatever your build you suits for, but this one looks promising. You can do a lot with that piece. The Badger Tough piece here, again, crit chance, crit damage. A lot of you are running those crit chance, crit damage builds, and has armor. So this is maybe a PvP part. So there's a lot of, especially like Scorpio, maybe a Scorpio build. You run this mask with the Scorpio build. You got a little armor in the DC. You got the heavier shotgun damage, crit chance, crit damage. It's definitely worth looking out. The skill duration, I'm not a big fan of, and skill haste on the turrets. Now, if you really need it, that's great, but you can farm better than this. But if it's something you really need because you don't have anything, it's really awesome. So you got some really good buys here in Cassie. Not great have-to buys, but pretty good buys. So if you like the cold relation, it's here. Punch Drunk, it's here. And of course, the Shield Splinter and the Hunter Killer, you have to have your mask done, but it's here. The screen stuff, I'd pass on all it. The FAL and the pistol are definitely worth picking up if you need your recalibration library worked on. This Petrov defense with Intimidate is really good. The Badger Tough, if you're PvP, there's a place that you can find that on some builds. So, Cassie's worth checking out this week. Check it out at Bear Essentials with Bear Buyers. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the grind.